One of the most hardest and valuable challenges to solve for using artificial intelligence and generative AI is how to isolate and include your own content from everything else that's there on the internet. Scenarios like working with product information sheets, research, papers, presentations, etc., notes that may be distributed across multiple different systems. How do you incorporate that into a common experience and data set that you can draw from? So, outside of the boundary of today's conversation is how we connect all the systems and process orchestration and the data modeling, etc. We're really just going to focus on today how to surface that data inside of an application, isolate it from other data, and have an answer that is explicitly focused on and based on the data that you've used inside of your scenario. So let's switch over into Put It Forward here and take a quick look at how this is set up. So normally when you set up inside Put It Forward, and we won't spend much time on this, but we're going to look at Sitecore's content management system as the source for these documents and assets that we're going to work with today. Equally, it could be your other content management systems around web or digital assets or other transactional systems, etc. So quickly stepping into one of these scenarios here, we have kind of normal process flows, and underneath these things, we have integration steps. We're not going to spend our time on those today, other than the note that they actually do feed into the artificial intelligence and predictive engines inside Put It Forward. In other scenarios, we get into activity prediction and conversion and value, et cetera, of customers. Today, we're going to be focused on the generative AI aspects of things. Here, basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding documents, our own documents. In this case, they're Put It Forward documents from our own research papers, as well as what's on our blog entries, et cetera. You have two different choices when you add documents into this. As I showed earlier before, you can auto feed these directly in from XM or your other Sitecore systems directly into the repository, and they're isolated and contained and constrained inside of the box there. Now, when you add new documents in, you can do it manually, or as I mentioned, through a process automation, you can create a new data set for it, or you can append it to an existing data set. So we're going to take three different pieces of content, like words of Put It Forward, and we're going to add them into the repository inside Put It Forward. Now, we're going to ask a quick question to it. We're going to isolate it down to just a single sentence or a paragraph as a response to make it easier. What is a algorithmic CDP or customer data platform? Now, this should give us a summary information from a number of different documents that are inside of a repository around customer data platforms and algorithms, et cetera. And now this data itself here can be piped back into one of the other process steps that we saw earlier before. So it can be added back into a document repository. It could also be used in one of the conversion engines to create an entirely new document and merge that and move that directly into your customer experience or into your repositories as you see fit. Now, equally, we can also surface this inside of an application. So this could be used by someone who is a customer in a customer-facing application like your website. It equally can be used in a customer support context, or it could be used internally to help get to an answer around what it is that you may be trying to solve for or generate research on or an understanding around. Let's ask the same question. And what is an algorithmic CDP? Deliberately added a misspelling into that to see if it tricks it and it actually understands the error there, so it can actually see what kind of comes back from it. Now we could also add it very other questions about what is interesting about Sitecore today, and it will also work with the data sets that we have available to it, and it will provide us a response around those things. Thank you very much for your time and attention. If you have any further questions, please hit the appropriate buttons and contact us. Thank you.